Hi guys, I'm Ree.
I'm Mar.
And this is The Need to Know. So guys, today we're back with another episode. We know last week we was not on. We're not on yet. Yeah. We had a lot of things going on. It's okay, we're back. This week I will be on this show by myself. Mar will be behind the camera. Today we have a wonderful guest. You already know the deal. You ever know the deal? And today we'll be flipping the script. I will be the one that will be answering all the questions. Of course, you know I'm gonna throw the spice in there all the time. But this is a wonderful, spicy topic, and why not the person that I'm about to have on the show with me? Like, come on, we gotta match the energy. We gotta be spicy. We gotta match it. Do you have anything to say before we get into the show?
Of course, I'm gonna help our guests if they get stuck on questions. But of course, it's gonna be spicy. This would probably be the spiciest episode that we have, to be honest.
I'm ready. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. So let's get into it. Hi guys, I'm Bree and we're back. Today we have a couple of topics for you. And of course we have a repeat guest, my favorite person, man. So this is going to be a wonderful topic because guess what? This is the one person that matches my energy when it comes to the spice. Like, come on, we can get spicy. We can get spicy.
I'm weak.
So we're gonna start. And for a broad topic, we're talking about safe sex and we're talking about exes. So, without further ado,
first question.
Damn, can you introduce yourself? Can you introduce yourself?
They already know
you
me.
gotta be like, I'm Pat. Hello, like, come on. Come on.
What's up, y'all? I'm Pat. I don't know why I gotta tell y'all that, but come on.
It's okay.
Y'all know who I am.
My wonderful friend here is gonna be asking me the questions today. And as you already know, we're bringing all the spice and everything nice. Mar's gonna ask us questions on the side. You already know the deal. He's behind the scenes today. And it's just us. So let's get a little bit comfy because, you know, I feel like I already know the spice is coming. So let's start.
Okay, so first question. What do you define? I don't know how to ask the question.
How you define safe sex? How you define safe sex? Okay. So,
how do you define safe sex?
So safe sex is, this could go multiple ways. So safe sex in a broad way is, you know, we're practicing a physical relationship in the most, I don't know how to explain that really. In the most, I'm gonna say sacred, but I don't think that's the word I'm looking for. Maybe, I don't wanna use safe either. In a mutual way. I feel like mutual is a better word. In a mutual way. So it's like, if safe to you is, okay, we're only having sex with each other, then that's safe sex. Mm-hmm. If safe sex to me is, okay, I have sex with you and then I have sex with other people, we always use condoms, then that's safe sex too. If we're always using condoms, then, you know, we're using anything else, then by all means, you know, there's different type of condoms, guys. Just, you know, there's girl vagina condoms and guy condoms, and yeah, there's a whole lot of shit out there.
Which girls don't use, but
I'm not gonna lie, vagina condoms look weird as hell. Like, I don't know how you use that. I don't know what you do with it. It just look complicated. It's mad big. Like, I don't know why they made that.
For the most part, females rely on the guy to have a condom. That's it.
Girls, yo, go to the store, order them shits on Amazon. Them shits come in the box. You order that shit.
Are you telling yourself that too?
No, put them shits in the bag.
Are you telling yourself that?
Put it in all your bags. If you guys go out, you know, the girls go out, you know, put it in your bag just in case you gotta have sex with somebody. Boom, that's it.
So go take it out your bag.
I don't have nothing in my bag right now. Okay,
anyway,
let's go.
Safe sex to me, just to give you a little bit of a deeper. I think it's you gotta have that communication with whoever you're having sex with. It don't have to be whoever you're having sex with. Whether you're doing it with however many, like as long as you're on the same page as to, okay, I'm having sex with this person, so, you know, we gotta use a condom or
right,
whatever it is, or like, let's get tested before we do this, or okay, I missed that, let's get tested now. Like, it's just communicating and making sure y'all are on the same page so the other person is not surprised with, you know, whatever
the outcome is.
Exactly.
That was a good answer. I like that one. That was nice. Okay.
For me. Next question: do you, in your relationships, do you make sure you're always having safe sex?
So,
Or are there times where you might slip up and be like, oh?
nah, so when I was first having sex, like, I always, like, was on it. I was like, I want to, like, we should use condoms. I was, like, really, like, skeptical about people. Like, I was like, nah, let's use condoms. When I got a little older and I started really, like, settling down into relationships, like, over time, once we, like, we was like, I'm only having sex with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, we probably wouldn't use condoms as often or, stuff like that. So currently, I'm with my partner, and it's just like I'm only having sex with him, so why should I? Like, so I'm not gonna,
Just based off of what you just said, like, I feel like you can never be too sure. I don't want to put anybody's partner into play or whatever, but like, I feel like it's necessary to, even though you're with your partner, to still make sure you're straight.
Now, of course, like something like I always get tested, like personally, like I'm like super like big on that. Like, even if you don't, like, it's funny because someone asked me like, oh, do you tell your, like, whoever you're having sex to have, like, to get tested? And I'm like, honestly, I understand I should be worried about the other person, but it's like, I'm more worried about myself, because if I know my body, I know that I'm safe. So it's like, if I know that we had this conversation, whatever type of time, and I know that you don't talk to this person, or I know that you recently did whatever you did, so then it's like, I feel like for me, that's a nonverbal, like, communication in terms of that particular topic. So it's like, if I feel funny about it, I'm gonna be like, oh, like, do you sleep with somebody else? What's going on personally with you? Blah, blah, blah. If I feel like something is moving a little funny, like, I'm gonna, interject that conversation into the thing. But I personally, like, especially like if I was single and I'm like, you casually doing what you're doing, like, I personally, and I know this, like, going to the doctor, they tell you this shit all the time. Like, they be like, after a new partner, you should get tested. Like, once you get a new partner, you should definitely get tested. And then
before you get the new partner.
No. Like, if you have sex with a new partner, like, even if you got tested already, like, you get tested again after that new partner.
Of course.
Especially if you don't use condoms and you don't use anything. But it's just like, naturally, if you're just getting tested, it should be every 6 months, every year. Like, that's like a natural, like a normal, like, thing to get tested. So usually, me personally, I do it every 6 months, every time I go to the doctor, stuff like that.
All right, so I guess I'll ask for the both of y'all. Like, have y'all ever had a situation where, like, things kind of slipped up, and, like, not saying that you went and got tested and it came back positive, but, like, right after that moment, you kind of felt funny about how things went.
Like, you got scared.
Like, you got scared that you might have something.
I think that's a natural, like, reaction. I personally think so, because it's like, if you know that, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you probably shouldn't be doing whatever you're doing, like, you're gonna feel, like, anxious, like, you're gonna want to know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like naturally, like, everybody's always scared for that result, because it's just like, damn, like, what was that person doing, or what was I doing that I got into this situation? Like, so
especially
I think
when it's something new.
Right.
Those in the moment times. Personally, maybe one time I think it happened to me, and I'm like, okay, boom, I'm good. Those couple of days waiting is like, hello.
Not anxious, like, hello, where's the test results? Like, let me see. Like, you looking in your phone, like.
It's definitely scary. You gotta try not to get yourself in that situation. But, things happen, you learn from them.
To comment on that though, I was like, I think that, people are so, like, people are usually embarrassed by stuff like that. And, and it's like, when you think about it, like, the statistics are that teenagers, especially teenagers, get that more often, because, teenagers are not really usually responsible. They don't really, know how to take care of themselves all the time, and we're not, as teenagers, as much as we think that we're properly educated in, using condoms and stuff like that, we're really not. Some schools don't even have a health center. Deadass, they don't have the money for a health center. They don't have, like, the resources to go to the doctor. They don't have health insurance. Things like simple things like that. They're scared to get stuff. Like, they're scared of that, and it's like, it's not normal, but it's just like, it's something that is gonna happen even if you're not putting yourself in that situation. It might happen. So it's not something that you should be embarrassed about. It's something that it's just it's a thing.
Do you think parents are to blame for that? Because it starts from there, like, them educating you at home on, or you think it's just for you to, like, know to, like, okay, I need to educate myself on this. I feel like it starts at home, where 90% of the time parents are like, no, don't have sex, don't do this, don't. And this generation is, you bound to have sex.
I agree to disagree. Because I feel like if you're curious enough to ask that question, you should be curious enough to look up the information or to ask somebody about the information. No funny shit. Your parent is not a doctor. Your parent is not an educator. Like, they could be, like, not no funny shit. Like, they could be an educator, but they might not be more knowledgeable in the questions that you have. So it's like, if you do go to the doctor, no funny shit, if you're having sex before 16, it's clipped. But if you're having sex once you turn 16, that doctor cannot tell your mother or your father nothing. So it's like, even for example, my high school, like, they had a clinic. So it's like, whatever you went to the clinic for, they could not tell your parents something. It didn't matter. Like, that was strictly for you to know. Right, it was strictly like, that was like their number one thing. Like, so it's like, it was always a safe place. So it's like, I feel like that's something that you have to have a safe environment. So if you know somebody that's actually doing it and they actually seem like they understand it, then you ask those questions. I'm gonna take some more questions. Look at you looking at me like, nah, so have we, because I'm asking for the both of us, have we ever been in a situation where we had to use something, well, for you had to give the girl the emergency contraceptive, and for me, that I have to take one. You mad I took your question?
No.
Pull out weak.
I'm weak.
Like, you give it a plain people.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not even gonna sit here and tap. You know, like, yo.
Nah, I think everybody's in this situation.
If they say no, they lie.
No funny. If you said no, like, you're dead lying, because there's no way, especially in high school, there's no way. I'm sorry, there's no way.
Yo, honestly, it be those times where you just in it and you like, no, not today. I'm not pulling out. No, and then you start panicking, and then you feel me? That $50, but you see, I have.
Yo, no funny. I was so lucky. Oh my gosh, I never had to pay that $50 a day.
Why?
Because my school gave it to you.
Plan B's?
Yes, my school.
I know. I'm down like $250 on this shit right there.
Yo, no funny shit. Yo, they made you take it in front of them, and then they gave you a next one. Yo, I swear to you. Because the boy is mad funny. This boy used to try to go get it for his girlfriend, and he can never go. The girl that had to come to get it, like, because you have to take it in front of the doctor, and then she give you another one.
I'm down bad right now. I ain't gonna lie.
One of the CVS at midnight.
Yo, he said at midnight.
They be looking like,
Yo, especially if you go to the same one.
yeah.
Like, it's like, you back again. Like, you back again. If you a real nigga, you know them shits. You down bad right now.
Yo, that's funny. I never in my life. Like, that's funny.
Huh? You
I was like,
lying.
Never.
You lying.
No, I'm saying I never had to pay for one. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've taken
$50
one.
is no good.
I'll
That's
take
why you
one.
just gotta pull out and just pray.
I was like, nah, listen.
Nah, but we all been in that situation. Yeah, sometimes it just be too good. She try
No,
to
funny,
tap
it could have
you.
been an accident too. It could have been an accident.
Nah, I don't have accidents personally.
No,
If
I'm saying like, if you was really using a condom, it could have been an accident. That shit could have dead ass popped. No funny shit. I don't know how you don't feel that shit, but that shit you could feel that shit pop. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's weird. Some
that
people
shit
can feel
feel
it, some
weird.
people
Like,
don't.
I be like, wait, what? Like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Nah, you be like, I'll take it today. I'll take it. Is there a time where you knew like the person like, ejaculated in you and you was just like, you's willing to risk it all? Like, nah, I'm not taking this. Like,
nah, yeah.
okay, tell us about that experience. Like, you try to.
Yo, first of all, like, all of these times they was with my ex. Like, whatever ex I was with, like.
Oh, each time each time it happened, you was just like, I'm gonna just risk it and say fuck it.
I'm weak. It don't got nothing to do with that. Like, it's really more of like, when you know, like, you would be willing to have a kid just because you want to have a kid, and it's like
with that person.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, because it's with that person, like, it is what it is. Like, you would sacrifice whatever that is because that person, you would rather have with that person than somebody else. I would rather have had it with those people than somebody else. Like, if, like, for example, later down the line, it would be one of those people, I would deadass pick those people. I would never pick a new person. Are you crazy? I would shoot myself. Like, I would never do that. I'd rather be in the crazy house than fucking take care of that person's kid. I don't know these people in the hole in the wall.
I feel you. Were you ever in a position where, okay, we passed the plan B stage now, and you had to like get an abortion? Like,
never in my life. I never had
never.
that.
What do you think about abortions? What's your take on that?
I wouldn't do it.
Why not?
Why? It's not. I don't feel like it's necessary, because it's just like, even if I had this kid, you know, like there's somebody out there that probably wants a kid. So it's like, I feel like I'm sitting here killing somebody's life or taking away this life when this person could have had a life, regardless if it was me or not. Like somebody, like I'm still gonna love that kid. It's just like, I'm just not the one taking care of it, if that was the case.
Oh, so you're just gonna give the kid away?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's options. Like, if that was the case and I really couldn't take care of the kid, like, I'm not gonna give up the kid. I'd rather take care of the kid than give it up. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't have an abortion. Like, I know people who have one, and I'm just like, you know, that was their choice, and you know, they felt like they weren't ready to have one, and that was just their choice, because you know, they were comfortable with it.
So even if it was, because like how you said before, you was like, if it was any one of those other people that you didn't want to have,
I would still have the baby.
You would still have the baby if you passed that plan B stage, because you would take the plan B, but you wouldn't take the abortion. You're not gonna have the abortion.
Because let me explain something to y'all. Do y'all guys think that a plan B is killing the baby? Do you know what a plan B does?
It's stopping it from.
Yeah. So it just stops the sperm from going to the egg. It's not killing anything. It's just they're just not meeting.
Okay.
So it's like, it's not killing anything. It's just like, it's making sure they don't meet. But at the end of the day, sperm dies as soon as it goes into the vagina. It's usually 1 egg, 2 eggs the most sperm that could get to an egg at that. So it's like, you know, like, I feel like people think that, it's funny because someone dead said that, and I'm like, you know that's not what that is, right? Like, it's not, like, it doesn't kill anything, it doesn't do anything, because number one, nothing connected yet. So that's the whole purpose of it, just so it's not connected.
But they also say that plan B, or at least plan B, they say could still mess up, you know, your chances of.
Yeah, so the more, like, the multiple times you take it is the higher risk that you probably won't get pregnant. Or like decreases the chances of you actually being able to conceive a child.
I feel like personally, plan B, that's fine. Abortion is I think it all depends on. I feel like if you and that person come together and say, okay, y'all not ready, and y'all both agree, then it's like, okay, you can get the abortion. But I feel like it also depends on the stage of where they're at in the pregnancy.
No, I agree.
If that makes sense. Like, early on, you could get the abortion. You can chance it, I guess. Because you're not, I guess you're still killing someone. But
I was like, damn.
It sounds bad right now, but.
I mean, even, that's the thing too. Even with an abortion, like, that decreases your chances of being able to conceive. Mm-hmm. It's just like, that one is more harsher on your body.
Mm-hmm. But if you're not ready, then what are you going to do?
No, I understand.
If both parties are not ready.
By all means. But that should be a mutual agreement. Like, the guy shouldn't or the girl shouldn't try to push something that neither one of them doesn't want to do.
Okay, so what happens now if the girl doesn't want the abortion, but the guy wants it, and vice versa? What are the key factors in that? Like, is it okay if the guy says, no, I don't want it, and she still goes ahead and have the child? Or if it was the case of the guy says he wants the abortion. That's
no,
it,
the
right?
girl wants
the
abortion,
yeah.
He doesn't want it.
And he wants it.
Yeah, and he wants it.
And he wants it. Then it's like, should she have it for him, or it's her body?
So let's start with the girl. So with the girl, like, I would definitely say that's really her body, her choice. But it's also like, how do you feel? How do you think the guy feels as well? Like, there's a lot of situations where guys actually want the kid. And it's just like, oh, you know, I didn't want it, I'm not ready, blah, 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 blah. But how do you think, like, this is this person's child too. Like, there's many different things that, maybe the guy want to take care of the kid, you know, like, have the baby. Maybe when you have the baby, you might want to have the kid, you want to keep the kid. You have to, I feel like that's the chance that they're missing, to actually see the baby, hold the baby, and actually experience that. I feel like once you go through that, then maybe your mind will change. But for the guy, what did I start with?
You started with the girl.
The girl wanting it, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, if the guy wants to do that, like I said, it's definitely like her body, her choice. Like I don't think nobody should pressure anybody for abortion. Just like nobody should pressure anybody to make them adopt their kid. Because a lot of parents, if they was young, they would have done that. So it's like, especially if like this was back in the day, a lot of parents used to do that. So it's like, you know, why am I giving them my kid? If you had me when you was young, what's the difference now? Like it shouldn't be any different. I understand, you know, you probably wouldn't want that for your kid, but it's like you should give them the opportunity to actually want to care for that person.
So when the baby is born now, should the man take, you know, responsibility and still, or
if he didn't want the baby?
If he didn't want the baby.
Yo, I say this shit all the time. I don't personally believe in child support. Like that's just my thing. Like I've always like no funny shit. Like, and I think that's because like my mom never put like my dad or like my sister and my brother dad like on it. So it's like, you know, and it's like if you don't want to take care of your kid, that's your problem. That's not my problem. I'm gonna take care of my kid. Like that's just me. It's just like at the end of the day, then that's something on you. That's not something on me because I'm taking care of my kid.
Yeah, but now you're struggling and y'all both. You know.
I'd rather struggle than have to fight you constantly to give me money. So I'm sitting here taking you to court, doing this, doing that, wasting my money that I could be putting on my kid, spending on my kid, and trying to take you to court so you could give me money. I don't got time for that. I might as well just take care of my kid and leave you alone. At this point, I was like, when my child gets older and I tell them that, oh, they this, that, and the third, and they want to pursue you, then by all means, they can pursue you. I'm not going to tell you can't see your kid. That's your kid. Like, but I'm not going to say, oh, you must take care of them. Like, that's your problem. That's your choice. That's your responsibility that you either choose to do or you don't.
I like that answer.
Huh?
That's definitely a good answer.
It be like that because you have a lot of like nowadays, like you have a lot of like, especially young dads that's actually giving the time to their kids and actually trying to make something for them. Usually that's not the case. And then on top of that, you have older dads too that don't want to do that. And you're just looking at them like, why don't you want to take care of your kid? Why you lay down to have a kid, but you don't want to take care of them? Like, what's the purpose of that? So if that's the case, why don't you constantly, you know, why don't you protect yourself from having these situations? So it's like, that's a fault on both sides.
This fuck up sometimes.
No, yeah, I agree, but that fault is also on both parties because it's just like, if you know that we're having sex and we're not using condoms or we're not doing this or I'm not on this and I'm blah, 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 it's like, it's on both of us now. So if there's a chance that I'm pregnant, then it's like, you know, I can't be mad. And if I know that you don't want to have a kid, especially with me or blah, 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 I can't be mad. So that's my choice to, you know, give up the kid, do this, do that, do that.
That definitely goes back to communication, talking about it before and after sex.
Nah, facts.
And just in general.
And there's other things you could do, you know, if you don't want to use condoms, you know, there's other contraceptives.
Birth control.
There's birth control. I personally don't. I personally don't recommend it because of my personal experience, but yeah, my body is like super, like if your body doesn't take to hormones well, then that's the thing. Like each different type of contraceptive gives off a different amount of hormones and a different hormone at that. So it's like if your body is not taking it well, then it's like you can have symptoms that are probably not the symptoms, and then you could just have it. You could actually be allergic to it too. Like it's so many things. I personally don't recommend it, but.
So you don't think it's worth even with anybody, you don't think it's worth it at all? Like.
I don't think. Like I said, I'm kind of biased to that question because like that was like a really tough like year for me to be on it. Like it was like it was very a toll on my body. Like it was aching. It was just all over the place, and it was like it was very painful. I had the implant.
Could it have been that? Did you try any other ones? Like
I tried the pills for like a couple of days, and I was like, that shit made me feel mad sick. I was like, I'm not doing this. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Everybody says they hate the pills, so.
And then who said I'm gonna remember to take that shit every day? I forget everything. I'm never gonna remember to take
yourself.
That.
If you don't want to get pregnant, you remember.
Yeah, but it's just like, nah, that's too much. I know myself. I'm not gonna because it's like you have to take it. So if I took that shit in the morning, I have to wake up in the morning just to take it. You can't take it after that time. You have to take it the same time every day. Who said I want to wake up? If I started at 6 o'clock in the morning, who said I want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day to take that shit? I'm not doing that. I don't care what you say.
That's how it works.
Yes, you have to take it the same time every day. And if you miss it, you have to skip that pill, go to the next one, and da 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 da. It's all over the place. That's why I'm like, when the lady, like when you go and you talk about it, you be looking at the lady like, what is this? That don't make no sense.
Oh, that's
but
right.
I've heard a lot of different things in terms of like for example, there's a shot. There's a patch. There's the IUD, and then there's another one. But I personally had the implant. I thought that was the best one because it lasts it goes from 3 years. The IUD goes from 3 to 5 years, I believe. Everything else, like the patch, you have to do it every month. The shot is every 3 months. And it's just like, you get the shot. I heard the shot, you get fat. Like, it's just, you'll be sick. Like, you'll be like half of the symptoms, you'll be like, it's not worth it. And it's like the only one that doesn't give you so many problems. I can't remember which one it is. It doesn't release any hormones, I believe, or it releases very little. Like, I was told that the implant doesn't release any at all. No, the implant, it goes like right here. I had it right here, but they say, the way she explained to me, it was like, it doesn't give off any hormones, and that's why I went to take it, because I felt like I knew that my body was gonna react to it, or like I already knew. So that's why I asked her for a non-hormonal, like, birth control. But she was like, when I went to get it taken out, she explained to me that it does give off a little bit of them. So I was like, miss, that was the problem then. I was like, my body was reacting to it, and it's like, it wasn't giving me a good reaction. Like, my body, I was always tired. Like, I don't like to be tired. So the fact that my body, like, you know when your body is tired? It's tired. So it's like, that was very painful. It was not worth it. So I personally don't recommend it. I was like, if people think that that's an option for them, there's different. Make sure you talk to the doctor and they're giving you the right information, and you also do your own you also do your own research. I'm just turned off by all of them, like, so, and I'm just like, nah, it's not worth it.
So of all those choices, you would agree that Plan B is the best one, or are you
condoms are.
Oh, condoms are.
Condoms are.
Okay. You didn't say that before. You said it was risk it, Plan B. I don't know.
I definitely agree that condoms is the safest. Like, always gonna be.
Even with your partner, if you're with that partner.
Even if you're with your partner, like, okay. It was. I'm not gonna lie. When I got back with when I get back with any one of my exes that I got back with, like before. Like, I've always was like, nah, we're using condoms. And then I was like, once I was like, I knew the deal, like, if they was fucking with somebody or not, like, I would be like, we could do blah, blah, blah. Like, but it's just like, you gotta gradually get back into that. You can't just be like, yeah, let's have sex. Like, no.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, when you're used to it, like, not using condoms, it's definitely like weird to go back to them and use them. So it's like, especially because when you stop using, especially if you're using latex condoms, you could be you could be allergic to it. You could be allergic to the lube in the condoms as well. So it's like, it's different things, like, why people don't like condoms as well. But then it's like, you have other options.
I mean, like, I use it, but listen. Hold on. I try not to, some people think I'm a thought or whatever, but I'm really not. But I try to, just stick with my shorty, and you feel me? Like, I like being with people, so I don't have to use condoms. Like, if it makes sense. Like, I'm not with somebody just so I can have raw sex, but
it's just so that you could do.
I'd rather,
as you please, and it's like you're comfortable with that person.
Yeah, exactly.
You're safe and you're comfortable.
Condoms just making life hard right now. I wouldn't have to be using a condom because I'm you feel me? I'm over here, then I'm over here, and I gotta, you feel me?
But then it's like, okay, so then that's the case. Then it's like, does she have to be on birth control? Or are you pulling out? Like,
no, I'm pull out. Listen, you might have one of those days where, as we said earlier, you gonna have one of those days where
let's go to the Plan B. So, because I clearly bring the spice before y'all. So how does that make you feel pleasurable then? Like, how does that please you to have to pull out? Like, no funny shit. Like, it is not pleasing, right? No, and it's not pleasing to a girl, because it's like, it's either I'm not even gonna lie, and you guys can stop me. It's either she was literally about to come when you pulled out. That's literally majority of the time.
50-50.
And it's like, so it's like, now what is gonna happen? Because it's like, no, I'm not in. You guys can stop me again. Sometimes you guys are not ready to go again. It takes a while. Sometimes you guys are just not in the mood, or that was just like a big release that it was just like, it's clipped. And it's like, we gotta wait, we gotta da-da-da. But it's like, she's not done. So how's that pleasurable for you? Exactly.
Sometimes like, you release and it's like, alright, but then like, it doesn't get up again because either you're tired or it's like, it just,
I don't know, it's just you off a fresh nut, you gotta wait to rejuvenate, like,
yeah, you gotta,
I don't know.
Wait, like give me like 15 minutes, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 15 minutes. like, yo,
15 minutes between rounds.
Yo,
like,
no funny shit. If you tell me I have to give you 15 minutes, I'm going to sleep.
Wait, so if you come, right? In 2 minutes, you ready again?
Yeah, hell yeah. Are you crazy?
Or what are you, a robot?
Huh?
Are you a robot? Like,
Yo, no funny shit. Okay, now let me tell you something, right? The amount of times that a girl is going to come before you do is multiple times within that first time that you do. Exactly. So it's like those are just like smaller ones. Until she really get her build up, like how you're gonna get your build up, it's like, okay, now she's tired. But even then, some girls dead ass could go again. Like some girls' bodies is like that. I'm not gonna say mine is, because once I get my last one, like that big one, like I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, like I done the whole night. I've been walling, so it's like now I'm done. Like now.
yeah. So then by that time, because you say it takes you a little minute, so by the time we on our second round, you feel me? You getting what you want because.
But who said I want only 2 rounds?
No, you don't have to get only 2 rounds, but I'm saying.
But why gotta wait? Why gotta wait 15 minutes though? 15 minutes? That's a long time.
Like,
talk to little man downstairs, like
yo, after he comes, like he be like.
I'm not gonna lie. There's certain
time like after you come, like it's still.
It's just
like,
okay, little buddy, I see you. Like
most times, like when you come, like you know it.
Yeah.
It's small, and it's like
because you just released all that. You feel me? So now you gotta take a nap.
He said take a
quick nap, and he back to life.
Nah, that was funny. Okay.
Nah, but like I go in there and I get what needs to be done. You feel me? I do what I need to do, and then you work from there. If I don't, I'll be like, sis, you gotta wait. Like you just gotta wait. Like City Boys is up 1 right now. You just gotta wait.
So we're going into exes, guys. I feel like we talk about exes all the time on the show. But guys, I won't be bringing up the ex that you think I'm going to talk about, so don't even play with me.
And I'm bringing up.
So my question for my exes. Now let me stop. For us would be, do you have an ex that you would take back? He said.
Okay, before I answer this question, fuck all my exes. That's 1. 2, yes, the fuck I do. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I have that 1 ex. Yeah, I feel like certain stuff, there's certain reasons why we ended in the first place, and I don't want to sit here and say that it was all peaches and cream and I was just, you feel me? There's definitely stuff that needed to be worked on, and like, you know, you want somebody to work on something, and then like, you leave them, and they worked on that shit, and it's like...
So you like, wait a second, you couldn't do that with me.
Like, let me holla at you. You feel me? Like, yeah, I definitely got that.
I mean, there's certain people that like, they'll say they go back to an ex because they feel like they built up so much with them that to start with somebody new is kind of like too much. Even though they know like the problem is always gonna be there, and that's why y'all broke up. It's like to get to know somebody and then trust them and learn their bodies and stuff. It's too much work for somebody new.
Those problems, if they can't be worked on,
it's
clipped.
Clipped. Like even like what Pat said about, oh, you know, they worked on whatever they worked on for themselves. How do you know that when you go back with them, they're gonna have that same shit going on? Like they might not work that out with you. Like that's the thing. Like they work that out for themselves, but maybe not with you. So it's like they have to have worked it out with you personally. For example, like if I'm dating somebody and we broke up because we had a super lack of communication, like how do I know that because you worked on your communication it's good, now how are you gonna still do that with me? It doesn't always work that way. So it's like, you know, especially with something that, you know, it was not toxic, but it was always a problem. Like something was always a problem, and you know, like their personality is a certain type of way, and you know, if you know that same personality is the same thing, you're just like, yeah, it's not gonna go back. It's not gonna change.
I feel like, so boom, I had this ex from high school days that I felt like this whole time, like, you know when you feel like you're in love with somebody? The more I look back at it, I felt like it was infatuation. Like I was just infatuated with that person, and then like you meet somebody else, and then you could feel the difference, and it's like, yo, I think I really like am in love with this person, but what was it before? You feel me, with the other ex? So it's like, boom, and then like y'all going good, and then I don't want to say it started deteriorating, like.
So then what's your definition of infatuation opposed to you being in love with somebody? Because infatuation could be many things. It doesn't have to just be like you're lustful for somebody.
I felt
it
like
could be
infatuated in the sense of like, oh, this person is smart. Oh, this person.
You like the things about them, but you don't like it too much. Like,
nah, I've learned it. Like the relationship I'm in now, like prior to her, like I thought I was in love with somebody before and realized that it was infatuating. I think that the key difference with me was like my ex. It was kind of like I'm with you because it feels good, or like because like the feeling is always positive.
right.
But when things turn sour, like I don't want to be near you. I feel like with the partner I'm with now, like even on the worst of worst days, like she's the number one person like, I want to come to. Even if we have an argument or we're on bad days or like something is wrong, like she's the number one person I still want to like turn around and like tell everything. So I feel like that's kind of for me the difference. But it could be like explanation, but it could be like different for everybody else. But that's just like my opinion.
To add on to that, I felt like with the first ex, it was, you could tell by the way also that they treat you,
Right.
and then allow them, like what you accept, like, so it's like, boom, I love you, but then it's like, on her end, it's like, I love you, like, I love you, and then it's just like, I still love you, like, but for what? Because you're not treating me the same way that, you feel me, I'm treating you, but then, it's hard to explain, it's just like.
So something popped into my mind that I thought was really funny. So tell me about how, so is this love that you're super mad, right? You're livid, like you don't know what just happened, you're arguing and then the fact that now you calling her out her name. Like there's a lot of people, especially like young guys, and they be like, oh, you know, blah blah blah, bitch this, bitch that, you hoe, blah blah blah. And it's like, how can you turn your mouth to say that, like put your mouth up to say that, and it's just like, you tell me you love me? I personally think that that's a line that's like, okay, well you like, to me that's disrespectful. I personally think like, to me that's disrespectful. So it's like, I don't call you out your name, so you don't call me out mine. So that's something, and it's like, I feel like, you know, that's something different for everybody.
Constantly, or?
Yeah, like it's like every time you're mad, you call me out my name. Like that's something that I think is disrespectful. Like it's like, I didn't call you out your name, I didn't call you nothing, I didn't disrespect you, I didn't nothing, I didn't this, that, and third.
I think that's something that you need to talk to the person, like sit them down and like, I feel like that could be something.
No, but listen, right? But it's like, you do that when you're angry. It's only when you're angry. It's not anything else, right? Yeah. So it's like, no, listen. Okay. And then it's like, you're so used to that, right? And now it's like, you don't put your mouth to call somebody else that. You don't put your mouth to call this person that you're with that. You don't do this, you don't do that. Was that infatuation? That was just like, I want to be with you. With a different person, you're saying? Yes. So it's like, this person you're doing this, and this person you're not. So it's like, is that the infatuation? Like, is that I'm infatuated with you and then I love you? Or is that I disrespected you because I never respected you in the first place?
Or you didn't stop it.
Even if you stopped and no funny shit, even if you had the conversation, you said what you had to say, a lot of people, they still get mad, they're gonna still say what they want to say.
I'm kind of on both sides though. Like I understand passionately, because most guys, like when we angry, I'm not trying to justify like, oh, like whatever you say is right because you angry at that moment. But like most guys don't know how to have an argument. Like we're so used to hearing like, oh, if a girl treating you wrong or she says something foul, like call her a bitch, call her a hoe. Like, so it's like we're so used to hearing that all the time that when we're angry, it's kind of like the first thing we go to. But on the same side, it's like
how we was raised, in a sense. Not fully, but like what we've
been around.
No, yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, I feel like for somebody that you really love, I feel like part of love is respect. So it's like if you feel like you're in love with this person, like even at your angriest moment, you should always have that in the back of your mind. Like, this is the first, like, I love you so much that I can't disrespect you. I can't disrespect you. Like, I could be mad at you, but it's like, calling you a bitch, like, I know is wrong. So it's like, even when I'm angry, because when most people are angry, like, you don't really think, you just kind of do. So, I don't know, I feel like that should kind of be like the testing ground. Like, if you can't call her a bitch even when you're mad, like, then you know.
And not to say, I feel like you shouldn't compare the relationships, because it's like, maybe he learned from that relationship, the previous relationship, like, okay, boom. Or maybe that person he's not with laid out some ground rules, maybe that you didn't lay out. Maybe because you didn't see him doing that at first, or then he probably got used to it. You know what I'm saying? You let it slide one time, and it's like, you call me a bitch, but I'm gonna let you rock. And then he's just gonna do it again, because it's like, oh, you let me rock the first time. Whereas this new person he's with laid it down like, that bitch shit, you call me that, I'm out of here, like, you feel me? So he know from jump, we get into an argument, dumb asshole. Like, you feel me? He gonna switch it up, like.
No, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? It may not.
I was like, me personally, it was more like, I'm super big on that. I don't like when people call, I don't call nobody out their name. So it's like, if you call me on my name, that's like my biggest, like, but it's like, you know, in that particular situation, it was just a constant toxic situation that like, we were just trying to figure out how to communicate with each other. It just wasn't ever happening. So that, like I said, like after having a conversation later on down the line, it was like, okay, you know, like I never meant to do that. Like that's not really where my head was at. It was just like, I was so angry. We were just always in this moment that's what it was. And then it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like after that particular person, I've never encountered that. Like I've never encountered that again. And I was like, yeah.
And you
like,
said you talked to them about it, right?
Yeah, like later on down the line, like it was like, you know.
Later on down the line, or did you talk to them in the moment?
No. This was like later on down the line, like that we had this conversation, and I was like, you know, well, why was it that you called me on my name? Like, why was it that you thought that was a unnecessary thing when we was arguing or we was beefing or we was this and that? I'm like, I've never called you on my name. My thing is, if I tell you to suck my dick, I never in my life say that shit. So if I tell you that, and you're a guy, I'm a girl, and if I tell you to suck my dick, I'm trying to disrespect you, or Fripp, I'm trying to disrespect you. And it's like, to you, that's offensive to you, because why the fuck you telling me to suck your dick? Like, why? Like, that's offensive. So it's like, if I get down to the actual fact that I have to say that, then like, you got me to the point where now I'm trying to disrespect you. So it's the same way. Like, I feel like that's the same way.
I want to point out one thing though.
Okay.
You said you had this conversation later down the line and not in the exact moment.
Because it was done. It was done. Like, that was it. We broke up. Like,
so y'all just had, but you said it happened constantly.
Like, so when we were beefing with each other.
Yeah, but then it's like, after it happened, you didn't say nothing about it.
I did. No, we would have those conversations, and I'll be like, oh, don't call me on my name. I was like, I don't call you out your name. Don't call me on my name.
And they would do it again.
Yeah.
Then they didn't have that respect for you.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, but that's my question. Damn, y'all not answering my question. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah,
I was like, so does that have to do with infatuation that, oh, I don't respect you enough to do this, so I don't love you enough to care about you that way? And now, exactly, y'all not answering my question. Y'all going
you was going, like.
I was saying like, yo, part of loving somebody is having respect for them. So
exactly.
When you said that, okay,
he just said that earlier.
Okay, cool. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part then.
You can't love somebody you don't respect.
Nah, I definitely agree, but no, that was definitely something that I wanted to pinpoint, because it's just like, people think that, oh, like infatuation is something that, you know, can't turn into love, but it's like, it can, but you have to have those things that build up to, okay, I love you. It could start as, oh, I'm infatuated with you, and it's like, you know,
but
I like
that infatuation can feel like love. That's the problem.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. And
cause you to do some delusional.
No, I agree. I definitely agree.
Shit, like.
I definitely agree, and I'm not gonna lie, the first person that I really like sat down and realized, like, okay, you know, this person I actually did love, and I cared about them, and I this and I that, right? I was like, you know, like for example, the person I was talking about earlier with the whole disrespectful thing, I was like, I cared about this person, and I'm pretty sure that he cared about me, but I was like, the way that we were trying to be with each other, we was on opposite sides of the street. Like, we was totally going in different directions. If we're trying to love each other, we have to love each other consecutively. We have to be walking on the same sidewalk. We have to be walking next to each other. We can't be trying to go this way and that way at the same time. So it's like, if you think this is what this is supposed to be, and I think it's supposed to be like this, where are we meeting in the mutual ground? So it's like, if you feel like disrespecting me at this point in time because you're so angry with me is okay, then I don't get it. So it was like, when we had this conversation, he was like, no, I realized that that's not the way that I should have gone. He was like, as a person, I had growing to do as well. And I was like, I agree. I was like, at this point in my life, I'm not where we were in that relationship. That conversation led to, okay, you know, well, even if that's the case, like his life now, I would never want to be with him. And I had to realize that, like, you know, just like, you know, thinking about something, you'd be like, nah, like, I would never want to be with this person because of how you go about your life, but also who you are as a person. I'm not the type of person that he is. Like, we're total, in terms of us, we were totally opposite. So it's like, in terms of his career path, in terms of mine, I'm not trying to fast track my life. I'm trying to live my life how I feel is necessary. And that's another thing. Like, now we're gonna clash heads because it's like, you want to do one thing, and so now we're gonna fight again. And if we're not trying to learn to love each other, we're gonna start to disrespect each other.
I gotta disagree
with
on
what?
I didn't understand what you were saying. Let me say that. With the career paths and
like that was just like an added little thing.
Okay,
but
okay.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of like loving that person, like I don't think that I would have continued to love him. Like, maybe I should have started with that. Like, I wouldn't have continued to love him because I was like, we would have clashed heads in like just about anything.
Okay. Well, yeah, once you talk to that person after y'all argued a few times or whatever, and it's not progressing, then it's
not gonna go nowhere. Of course, it's not gonna go nowhere. But I'm a firm believer as like once you argued a couple of times, and you really like get down to where you need to be, like I definitely think that I've had that situation. I had to argue with people for 30 arguments, and then it's like, okay, now we're getting it. Like, now we understand. Now I understand why you did this or I did that, and now because we're on the same page, we could get somewhere.
What is that saying? It's a saying. It's like, do y'all feel like wrong? What is it? Like, it could be the wrong timing. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I know what you're talking about. It's like,
it's the right person, but it's the wrong time.
Right person, wrong time kind of thing. Like, maybe you said not with him, but maybe with another ex or something. Like, maybe in the future you see yourself.
I feel like
everybody
comes into your life for a specific
yeah. I mean,
okay, maybe it was
if
time
you
for
meet,
them. You needed
if you meet again, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen that person since we broke up. I've done seen everybody else but him, and I swear to you, bro.
Maybe he could be coming around in fucking 20 years or some shit.
And it's funny because, like, when we did have this conversation, it was just like, you know, it was shocking that I had this conversation. So it's like, you know, if we could have this conversation now, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I was like, you know, it could be anything that happens in the future. I could see you, meet you, and randomly, blah, blah, blah. I might cross the street. You might come up to me. Who knows? I might still don't want to ever talk to you again in my life. But nah, everybody definitely comes into your life for a reason. If they tend to come back, if they leave, if they stay, like, but everybody's there for a reason. I'm definitely a big person on second chances, but it's like, you have to really deserve that. Yeah, you have to really deserve that.
Listen, you never know. I think it's a real thing. Maybe y'all just needed to grow a little. Y'all found each other. You feel me? It didn't work out in the moment because y'all need to mature. Y'all need to mature, learn a little.
I would still like.
But you're thinking about one person right now.
No. Like, even then, like, even with a different ex, like, I don't see, like, out of all the people, like, I would take back, like, this other person, like, we're not compatible in a relationship. Like, this person can be anything else but that, like, literally. We clash too much in terms of, like, not in terms of what we want, but in terms of, like, this is the reason why we communicate with each other. This is what I ask from you. And even, like, being his friend, it's just like, I ask you for the simplest things as your friend and you don't even give me that. But it's like, I'm never gonna, you know, leave him alone in the way of, like, oh yeah, fuck you, because it's just like, I care about you, like you're important to me. So it's like, even if you don't give me that, like I said, I learned how to communicate with the wrong person, like, literally. And it's crazy because it gave me the chance to actually grow as me. Like, because I'm so open, because it took me that time to actually realize, like, okay, like, this is what you have to say for you. It's not for him, it's for you. It's not for this person, it's for you. It's not for, you know, it's for you to understand that this is what it is. Like, that's a reason also I'm so nonchalant. It's like, I don't think too hard about things. I can't think too hard about something that's not, like, I'm not dead. I'm not dying. You're not stabbing me in my heart. My leg not broke. Like,
Ooh.
I can't.
I felt that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I can't be faced about something that's not killing me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't work that way. Like, and it's sad.
Question: do you feel like somebody can grow into being nonchalant, or is that something like you just have?
You could get nonchalant off of experiences. Like,
yeah, like
you can,
you look at
but
people.
if you want that,
I agree to disagree.
If oh.
Like you was once that caring person that like had like emotions.
Yeah,
But
I feel like
I've always been caring. You guys know me. Like, I'm the most caring person you will ever meet. But it's like I'm super nonchalant. Like, half of the shit you would tell me, I would look at you and be like, "Why are you mad?" But
I feel like
but that
I
doesn't mean I
love you
don't
enough
care.
to give you like advice or this or that, but it's like my advice is gonna be like, relax.
Right.
Like
It's
not that serious.
You don't have to think too hard about something that's. It's not that serious.
Which can also be a bad thing. Like, it can be in certain instances. Like, I've noticed that recently. Like, sometimes you gotta like if you block out emotion too much, it's gonna be overbearing when it actually hits you.
Because the things that you were so calm about now that it's really coming.
It's coming all out.
Now,
like it's like
you're just
yo,
like,
what the
damn,
fuck?
like what just happened? But it's like it's also bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's also bad when you have somebody that cares about things that you personally don't care about. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I done said this plenty of times, but I am not fazed by half of the stuff that girls is fazed about, like in a relationship. I don't care. I don't care what you do. That's not my problem. I'm worried about my body because I can't control nobody but me. So I'm like, yes, I understand that, we're supposed to be talking to each other and being communicated. We're supposed to communicate and it's down the third, but I can't be mad that you text somebody else and it's a girl. What that person got to do with me? I can't be mad that you want to go hang out with your friends. I can't be mad that, you find somebody attractive. I can't be mad about these things. I can't be mad and so worried and so time consumed about things that I cannot personally control.
Insecurity.
That too. But then it's also something that you allow to bother you because somebody constantly did it to you. That's another thing. And I tell people, don't hold on to something that's not going on no more. Like, that's a big thing that I personally be like, like I'm not your ex. I can only bring what I know to you so that you can grow as a person, and you can only bring something to me so I can grow as a person. I can't bring in my past to try to fuck you up. Like, my past don't got nothing to do with you. Like, my past has to do with me, and that helps me to grow and to strive as an individual. But I can't sit here and bring you my problems that have to do with somebody else. We should be making our own problems if that's the case. Like,
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
It doesn't make any sense to be so mad and worked up about things that you cannot control. Like, I can't do it. And it's like, especially if you know that you're this type of person, it's just super quick. Like, you be looking at the person like, damn, why are you so mad? And then you be laughing. Yo, I'm telling you, I can't help it. I be laughing. I be laughing. I be like,
because me and her, we kind of on the same. You feel me? We also gotta. I'm speaking for the people that's not like us right now. Like, I got to. Somebody got to right now. It's like, at the same time, we kind of move in the world like it's not that serious. But sometimes we gotta understand that what's not serious to us is
serious to somebody else.
It's serious to somebody else, and it's like it could be taking a toll on them, especially if that's your significant other, or like it's like sometimes you gotta like just be like, okay, and put, you feel me? Just listen or give a little. I think that's what my problem is. I feel like I overlook stuff because I'm like, bro, it's not that serious, and it's just like in certain instances I could have just been like, yeah, like, you feel me? Give out that. And I think that's what us nonchalant people need to just work on it just a little bit. So it's, you feel me?
It's not that I don't understand though, like why you're upset or why it's bothering you. It's just more of like, why does it bother you? And then when it's like you ask, it's like they give you this beat around the bush answer and you be like, yo, just tell me what it is, so that if you up front tell me, okay, this is why it's bothering me, I could be like, okay, either I'm gonna change it, or if I really think that it's not necessary, then I'm not gonna change it. But if I feel like this is habitual now, and it's like, okay, blah blah blah, it's constantly doing it, I'm gonna try to change whatever it is so that you don't feel no type of way. But it's like now I have to constantly change me, then that's another problem. If everything that I do now is a problem, it's like, where's your sacrifice in this?
And that's why I'm on your side.
No, It be like that though. So let's get into the exes that we hate. Oh my gosh. Do you hate an ex? I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Now I don't. Now I don't care.
Real talk that I did.
I did.
Real
You know I did. Like I did.
God.
Oh my God, I did. Like I was like, yo, what is wrong with these people? Like these people is on drugs. Like they do crack. It's crack.
It's crack.
It's crack. It's crack. I'm telling you, it's something.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I had this one ex that I hate, which actually now, you feel me? We could be casual or whatever. We are casual. But I hated her and I'm airing this shit out. I don't care. That was my girl at a point in time. And whatever was going on. And there was this other girl. I'm sorry, I'm blowing up business. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna say no names though.
No.
But there was this other girl and she was on my body, but I was dubbing her. Like I was full on dubbing her. And some way, somehow, I can't remember how, but they got cool. The girl that I was dubbing started talking shit about me. And my girl is just feeding into the story. So I'm like, yo, like, no funny shit. This is the same girl that you Aki keying with. That's, yo, that's like, she was just on my thing. And she knew we was together, like, trying to come to my crib, trying to do mad crazy shit, right? But you letting her get in between our relationship. Right now, like, and yo, I just started, like, I hated the girl, and I think it just made me started hating my ex. Like, I just started hating her. And then it's like, I guess we didn't really talk about it later, but we kind of talked about it like, oh, no, something happened with the girl, and they stopped being friends. And I'm like, boom, that's that fake shit that I was telling you about, like, and she was like, oh, blah, blah, and we talked about it kind of, just briefly. But it was like, yo, like, the girl was trying to talk to me, and it's making me look bad, but it wasn't making me look bad because I had receipts, you feel me? Right. But it's just like, she was being funny with it, and then my ex was being funny. I'm like, you know what? Dip.
It's a dub.
You feel me? And I don't know, I hated her for a good minute, like a good year and change. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He said a year and change. Let me stop. My shit was long. My shit.
Being friends with them. Oh, what about being friends with your ex? And you're in a relationship.
I'm friends with my ex. Yo, no funny shit.
Nah, you know what? Because I used to say like you should be friends with exes, but I feel like now like.
What's the difference? What changed?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What changed?
I feel like you be casual. I don't know if I could be like buddy.
It depends on what went wrong and what.
Yeah. Like if it was like a positive breakup, like say she moved across state or something.
I'm weak.
Like y'all can't be together because she went to the army or something. Like then it's like okay, like I'm not. It's not like I was mad at you or something when you did something crazy. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, especially if I'm in a relationship with somebody else, like I feel like out of respect for the person I'm with now, like I can't be buddy with you. Because if I'm putting myself in their shoes, like if I see my girl like all buddy, like cool with her ex, like even though I trust her and I know that it's gonna happen, it's like this is somebody that you used to fuck with too. Like,
but do you trust her?
That's the thing. Like I trust you, but it's like
well,
if something would have happened, like is that on me because I allowed it to happen? You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not on you.
That's not on you.
I know
you put your trust on her. Yeah,
but
she's
like,
fucked up. Like
that's the thing. Like, cause I'm big on trust, and I never trust somebody 100% just because of my past experiences. Like, but me, it's like I trust my girl, but like if you buddy with somebody that you know at one point like y'all was lovers, like I don't know if I could fully be okay with that. Like,
I think y'all problems is the trust, man. Like your trust. You gotta understand, like, man.
I feel like yeah, but boom. My thing is, I don't care who you talk to. Like, as long as you understand that you're in a relationship and you need to respect, like you could talk to your ex, but if your ex tries some funny shit like, oh, come link up, then it's clipped. Like, as long as that person, like, they don't have to have respect for our relationship. That's not their place. But as long as you understand that when they stop respecting the relationship, that it's clipped.
So because they link their ex, like that's disrespecting the relationship.
No.
Okay.
I just feel like when it goes too far.
But what's too far to
What,
you?
but
Like,
what
say
it,
for
go
example-
too
What's too
far
far?
is having sex or
Nah, not even.
date
It
or
it could just be like.
what is going too far?
Say for example, I'm with somebody, but like they're spending more time with their ex than they're with me. Like
Oh,
I feel
then-
disrespected in that.
Then yeah.
Okay.
Cause like not, it's like, I mean, part of it, yes, is the fact that you're spending more time with somebody else than me. Because I'm more of a selfish person.
But you can't be mad when they do what friends do. Like
If they're really friends, like
if they're really friends and they're not trying to do no funny shit, like if she went out with one of her sis and you feel me, you gotta have that. I don't want to say with the sis, but like say she went out with her brother, not her real brother, but her bro, like somebody you know as her bro, right? You should have that. You should feel the same way, even though it's her ex. It's like okay, but once y'all talk about it, it's like okay, as long as no funny shit is going on. If you trust your girl fully enough, like obviously you're gonna have times where like you want to see what's going on, like just to make sure. Like you might grab her phone and be like, everything regular. Like I don't care if y'all link, y'all. I mean, it depends on what the linking is. Y'all not going on no crazy dates or nothing. Like you feel me? Like you feel me? Like let's be honest.
Disney World,
Like y'all not going to Disney World as a couple or some shit. Like you feel me? I don't have no problem with that. As long as you respecting the relationship, as I said, whether he respect the relationship or not, or she, whatever, it's like that's them. They don't have to. But you should know, like, yeah, no, then I'm not. I can't. You feel me? But as long as they respect the relationship, then I think that somebody try to break it. That it should be fine. And there's no funny shit. That's just my opinion. Like you could still be friends with your ex. Yeah.
I feel like you can. I think it's just more about like the ex. It's not more about my partner. Like I trust my partner. It's just that ex. Like I already know. Like because they probably know.
They
how
come
to
with
get
bad
you.
intentions. Exactly.
Yeah, like they know your moves because they've been with you before. So it's like if they try something funny, but like you're so oblivious because you think like y'all still friends. It's like now I got my guard on him because it's like. Like my nigga, like you see me with her, but it's like you trying shit because you think like, oh, she just sees me as a friend, but like you really know like, nah, I'm trying to hit it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that I don't trust my partner. It's more like I don't trust him at all, cause like I already know.
If you don't trust him, then you gotta clip it. Like, nah, you can't even be friends with him.
I can't fuck with him. Like,
yeah, that's.
Especially if you trying to bro me, like, what's good, bro? No, don't bro me, nigga.
Nigga, don't bro me.
I don't know. It's. I feel like you can be casual. Like, you can be friends with an ex. I'm not saying you can't. It's just for me, like I just don't trust that ex, especially that one ex. Like,
it be like that. It is that one ex. Like
I don't like it.
That's a fact. But as I said, if you don't feel like he capable of doing it, or like you pick up that phone one day, like if it's the first time and it's like, oh, I'm cool with my ex, I don't think you can really get upset about it. It's just like, okay, let's see where this goes. If you pick up that phone one day or you see some funny shit and it's like, that's us, then it's like, okay, let's communicate and let's talk about this. Like, what's going on here? I think that's what we'd be missing. Yeah. With me too. It came in my head, but I don't even think I'd do that. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, cut that.
That should be a conversation for sure.
It's like,
okay, I'm friends with this person. Like, yes, they used to be, like, they are my ex, but nothing's going on, like they're just cool. I feel like if you tell me that from jump, I feel a little better. But if it's somebody that like you never told me about and all of a sudden I find out y'all got kicking and shit, like
let me explain something.
Like where did this come from? Like I just
tell me that. Like
yeah, I feel
like that's something you have to tell me. Like,
yeah, that's definitely something I need to talk about before.
I'm literally friends with one of my exes, and I tell everybody the same shit, and I'll be like, no funny shit, it's never gonna change, like, I don't get it. But it's like, I'm always upfront about it. I'd be like, this is my ex, like, this is, like, I don't ever lie about it because it's like I can't lie about something that I really do, like, I communicate with this person, like, this is somebody that is important to me in some type of way, shape, or form, so I can't be like, oh, and I'm gonna tell you why he's important. Like, it's not to throw it in your face, it's just like, no funny shit, it's been this amount of time, like, we've grown and adapted to this friendship. I cannot sit here and push something to the side just because you don't feel comfortable. I was like, if something moves funny, then okay. I might not say it, I might say it, I might throw it under the bus. I might fix it, be like, oh, don't do that, don't say that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, if I'm used to something, I was like, I have to naturally, you have to tell me that you don't like something. Because I'm not going to change something if I'm already used to it. But it's like, if somebody, going back to what you said, you was like, oh, if somebody just pop up, how you know I don't talk to this person every day? How you know I talk to this person here and there when this person come around and that person come around and blah, 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 blah.
No, I mean, like, I just feel like, if it's somebody that's casually, like, dropping by, like, saying hi and stuff, that's fine. But it's like, if it's somebody that you know is your ex and you have a conversation with every day, and you know, like, because I feel like most people know, like, if you're friends with an ex, chances are the new partner that you with may not feel okay with it. So, like, I feel like that's a conversation, like you should have. Just be like, yo, you know, like, just to be clear, like, this is somebody I used to deal with. Like, I don't want you to feel a kind of way if you see me, like, being buddy with them.
No, and if it come up, you be like, yeah, I used to fuck with this person, da 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 da, there. Not everybody is like that. Not everybody is like that, and that's the problem. You have to understand, some people will feel embarrassed. Some people are not comfortable with that.
Embarrassed why?
Embarrassed because they don't want you to think of them no type of way, or they don't want you to look at them funny, or you don't want them to be like, oh, don't talk to them because this X, Y, and Z. Half of the time, they just friends and they literally just fuck with each other. Like,
you can't. I feel like in a relationship, you can't just tell somebody unless you have like evidence. Whereas this person has this intention, or y'all sneaky, or something. Like, I feel like you can't just outright just be like, oh, you can't fuck with this person, because it's like you're just going based off of that being my ex, and you know we used to sleep together, or we used to do whatever, right? Like.
I think that'd be the problem too with people, like,
because
like they have sex with each other. Who cares? You probably done seen your friend naked 30 times. Who cares?
I mean,
no funny. I say that all the time. I say that because
I had to think about it for a second.
I don't think I've ever seen friends with a girlfriend. I've never seen a baby.
Damn, what do y'all be doing with y'all lives, anyways?
No, I mean, I seen my girl friends maybe a few times, but I'm not like focusing on that. Like, we mature here, like we mature.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you're not gonna just be like, oh, you're not gonna bring up, oh yeah, you seen your friend naked. You're not gonna bring shit up like that. And if it does come up and it somehow comes up some type of way, shouldn't that person feel the same way? That, oh, like you was having sex? They're gonna assume that, oh, you probably had sex, no?
Mm-hmm. That's a touchy subject. That's very. Everybody's different.
So guys, that was our wonderful topic. Thank you so much. It was very interesting. You know me, I always got the spike. I don't really have no updates. Oh, I do. Make sure you put your name in the basket of shout-outs. About to say basket of shout-outs, man. Get it together. The basket of subscribers, because you know the giveaway, we're doing it November 30th. Get it together, okay? Get it together. What do you want to say? Did you like the conversation? What was nice about it?
Nah, it was fire. It was fire. I can't front.
Make sure you follow me on social media. My Instagram and my Twitter is Read the Host.
My IG is __PatBooks, PATTBOOGZ.
Make sure you follow the Wonderful Shows page on Instagram and Twitter, guys. It's TNTK Show. And as always, thank you for watching the show.
That's all you need to know.
Bye, guys.